All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show tonight. It is April 14th, 2020. Got Johnny with you here tonight. Get my things ready here. Wait for some action. And go. There we go. All right. So we are live. And tonight we're going to talk about a few things, a few different things pertaining to this whole social distancing stuff. Because here we are, I have no idea what day we are into this thing, but we are into it a little bit. And it's time for it to go away. So they've got us wearing masks and stuff now, and gloves. I don't have my gloves. I forgot to go get them and stuff, but I thought we would talk a little bit about this whole social distancing thing and the whole use of masks and so on and so forth. It's gotten kind of crazy and a little out of hand, if you ask me. So, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. And when's it going to end? Do we see a sight? Do we see an end in sight? Is things going to get back to normal? Do we know? Do we have any idea? No, we don't. Hey, Jacob. Hey, got my internet going today. We have no idea when things are going to get back to normal. However, they're talking like the end of the month is a good date. Now, one of the things we're going to talk about tonight is the media and the CDC. Let me get my ear things in here. Thought you'd get a kick out of my mask. I had to do that. I was being protested about it, but I did it anyway. So, welcome to the show. Again, it is April 14th, 2020. And today we're going to talk about this whole social distancing thing and the Constitution. Where does the Constitution come into play with all of this? Question for you guys. What do you think? You're under lockdown. Golly, in Texas, that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm telling you what, because here's my thoughts on this whole thing. And some of the states, some of the governors have taken this thing and ran with it. I mean, unconstitutionally locked you down, like what we're seeing over there in Texas, of all places. That's crazy. City, county, must be like a mayor or something that done that, huh? Because I think your governor's for going back to work. But at any rate, where do we draw the line? Where do we draw that line? And where does it become unconstitutional what they're doing? I understand when President Trump got up there and said, hey, we need to voluntarily social distance ourselves for a little bit and let this virus go through so that everybody doesn't get sick. We're finding a lot out since then because he had medical people breathing down his neck. He had the WHO, the World Health Organization. He had the CDC. And one thing that we're finding out is that these organizations are Democrat controlled, and they want to see us have total shutdown for months. August. They want to see us through August. They want us to be shut down to the point that we can't get our economy restarted again. And that is crazy. That is crazy to me. It just doesn't make any sense. Now we're finding out, now that we're talking to many, many different doctors and not just using the deep state actors for their word, we're finding out that life around the world isn't what we've been told. It's a lot different. And we've already shown that places, news channels are using fake pictures from Italy, from a different deal or something, trying to push that fear and that panic. They want the people to be panicked. Hope my mic's close enough. One thing that we've got to keep in mind is that for years and years, move that a little bit, we've been programmed by the media, and just gradually, you know, it's like you keep hearing the same thing over and over and over again, and pretty soon you forget what's real, and those thoughts and those commands, those words, they take over, and it becomes the norm. It's just like seeing guys in dresses and drag queens and all the stuff that they're pushing at us, pushing up from the back, pushing to sensitize us to it, desensitize us, whatever, make it so that we see that it's normal, when we knew and we know that it's not normal behavior. Okay, but that's what they do. And that's kind of what's going on with this whole Chinese virus deal. Is we've already been told by numerous medical doctors outside of the organization that don't have a puppet master up there telling them what they need to report, and that they need to push for vaccines. Vaccines, my aching butt, you know. They're not gonna mandate a vaccine on us, and they think they are. No freaking way. There's plenty of cures. There's plenty of hydroxychloroquine or whatever you call it, and a Z-Pack will knock this stuff out like that. And I'm not a doctor, and I'm not giving medical advice. I am merely repeating what I've heard, what I've been watching, what I've been listening to these other doctors say. There is no need to panic and fear and over this virus. Even the deep state fake actor, Fauci, whatever his name is, he, in the beginning, at one point in February, mid to late February, said, you don't need to fear this virus. It's not that big of a deal. And then he changed his tone, and then he started pushing for, and he's still pushing for a greater lockdown, or it's not even a lockdown. It's a social distancing. It's a voluntary social distancing is what we are operating under from our federal government. Some states have taken that to the next step and made it pretty much like a martial law type deal, and ordered you to stay home or fear of being arrested. And these man, I have the most respect for our first responders. They're important to us. They're important to our country. They're important to our freedom and our safety. And I have the utmost respect for them. But those who go against constitutional laws, I have no use for them. You have to uphold the Constitution. You take an oath to uphold the laws. So when You have somebody up above you telling you, go arrest that person because they left their house. What crime did they commit? They left their house. So go arrest them, arrest them, arrest them. You have governors telling them and mayors telling them you will arrest those people. Man, my brothers in arms would not do that. You cannot step over that line and turn into a police state. We are a constitutional republic. For so many years we heard that's a threat to our democracy. We're not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic. We always have been. They've been trying to change that narrative for many years now. They've been sliding it in. For how many years have you heard? You've heard HRC say it. You've heard O say it. You've heard several of these Democrat politicians talk about our democracy. We're not a democracy. That most definitely is not who we are. We are a constitutional republic. We are a free country, and the government gets its power from us. We don't get ours from them. Where do you get your constitutional rights? Where do your rights come from? Does your government give you those rights? No, your government does not give you your rights. Your rights come from God. They're unalienable rights that were given to us for our freedom. And we have to keep our Constitution in place because that's what keeps us free. That's what keeps us from living the way we have been for the last 3 weeks. You've had a little bit of taste of it. You want to live that way all the time. You want to live that way continuously. You want to spend the rest of your life living like that. And pretty soon there's no food. You're waiting in line for your scoop of rice. You want to live that way now that you've had a taste of it? It's not so freaking pretty anymore, is it? Bernie Sanders can't sell you on this now that you've lived it. If he can, you're not American. You don't even need to be here. And I'll stand by that. If you think you want to live that way, you need to go to a country that lives that way, because that's not here. That's not who we are. And it's not who we're going to become, because there's still enough patriotic Americans out there to stop this stupid stuff from taking place, this stupidity. So for the question of where we get our rights, I'm going to read a couple of paragraphs out of the Declaration of Independence. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It's very long. I'm not going to go into the articles and all of that. I'm just going to read a couple of paragraphs right out of here that kind of fits what we're talking about tonight. So bear with me for a moment. We'll go through this. The Declaration of Independence in Congress, July 4th, 1776. The unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America. When, in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That's us. The government gets their power from us, their consent from us. that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. That's all I'm going to read out of. That's right out of the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States of America. You can get these through Hillsdale College. If you don't have a copy carry in your pocket or your purse, I suggest you get you one. It's a pretty handy little book. And so we get our rights from God. We do not get them from the government. Slowly over the years, the government has whittled away and convinced us to give up our rights. Our freedom of speech has been dwindling and gone. If you look at the social media, how biased it is. If you look at the media, the mainstream media, the news, and a lot of people have been giving President Trump a hard time because the way he handles the media. One thing that you have to understand is they do not say what he says. If they were there taking notes and quoting his speeches and his mission, his goals, what's going on, what's taking place correctly, there would be no issue. They don't do that. They choose to twist his words to discredit him. They have spent, the media, along with the Democrat, the DNC, have spent the last 3.5 years wasting your time and mine, wasting our money, our tax dollars on endless goose chases against President Trump. He is a threat to them. He threatens their socialistic goals for America. One world government. We're not going to fall into a one world government. We were close. Had the other one got elected, this that you're seeing now would have been our norm unless enough of us rose up and marched and fought to take our government back. Our government is not there for the people any longer. They are there for their puppet masters, the ones at the very tippy top that's pulling the strings. Big world banks, big, powerful, lot of money. It's all about the money, you guys. And we're trying to get away from that. We're trying to get back to our constitutional republic, that we're have our freedoms, our freedom of speech, our Second Amendment rights that they were whittling away, just a little bit at a time. There are so many, and I couldn't even tell you how many, but so many gun laws, unconstitutional gun laws, that they've enacted. That's right. Under, the republic for which it stands, one nation under God. Yeah, exactly. It's not democracy. We are not a democracy. But if you think about it, Jacob, think back through the years. We had 8 years of that guy. And HRC, think back and think how many times they have stood up there talking to the world and said that it's a threat to our democracy, or labeling our democracy, talking about our democracy, how so many different times, and they just kept saying it. And people weren't questioning. There needs to be people like us that question. You have to question everything. And they took God out of everything. That's right. But I think we're going to see him come back. When they took God out, all the evil came in, and it just kept getting more evil and more evil. And our government got infiltrated with the enemy. You guys, so many people have fallen to the prey of the mainstream media and a treasonous government, and believe that if we're strong and we're tough and we have tough borders and we keep people out that don't belong in here, and we take care of business and we enforce our Constitution, we enforce our laws of our land, that we're bad people. That does not make us bad people. That makes us a free country. That makes us a constitutional republic and keeps us free. And the school districts, on top of everything else, have indoctrinated our kids with this poison for years. And they've changed the history, and they've tore down our history, and they're trying to erase the history to make it fit their agenda. Excuse me. So that's my thoughts on it. But this Chinese virus, it's time to go back to work. We need to get back to work. President Trump wants us to get back to work. We need to get back to work. These businesses need to get reopened while they're salvageable. Are we going to die from the Chinese virus? No. If you look at the stats, the real numbers, not the inflated numbers. Now, the CDC has come out and said that everybody has to, if they have a death, they have to code it dually as a COVID-19 death. Regardless, I saw a meme today. I think one of my friends at work, my brother sent it to me or something. It was a guy falls out of airplane and dies of COVID-19. It's like that. Code them. Run the numbers up. Do you know why? Push that fear. Keep that panic going. Keep all you guys out there buying up all the damn toilet paper. Now you can't even get any. They don't even put it on the shelves anymore. If they do, it's such a minute amount that you can't get any. I finally got a package the other day. There was like 3 left, and I took one. We're not going to hoard it. Somebody else might need one that's like me and doesn't hoard it. And when you run out, you need the damn stuff, right? So, but that's what they do. They push that fear and panic. And then you look over and you see Joe next door coming in with 10 cases of toilet paper, and it's like, what's going on, Joe? Oh, man, we got to get this. We're going to run out of food. We got to get this. Okay, you're going to run out of food. Why are you buying toilet paper? Hell, I don't know. I'm going to run out. So I'm going to run out. No, my gosh, Joe, we got to get the toilet. So we run out and we buy all the toilet paper. It's like sheep mentality. That's what they have done to us over the years. They have turned us into a bunch of freaking idiots is what they've done. And we've let them. It's time to stand up and say, sheep no more. And question. If you see a news article come on, even Fox News, Fox is no better than the rest of them. They're just a little sneakier. You see an article come out of their news or something come out of their mouth on TV, by heck, question. Go dig it up. Go dig. Get on Google. Right now, you can find stuff on Google that we've never been able to find before. It is so awesome and so refreshing to be able to look something up that you know is there, and you know it's not what you're being told, and you can't find it. It doesn't come up. It comes up now. Yeah, so question and go look for yourself. We have to keep our constitutional republic intact. We have to keep our freedoms intact. And we got to keep our history intact, because that is who we are. And yes, we are a strong country. We've been brought to our knees, and we've been infiltrated from within because of the people we've let in our government, the people that we've let. Now, when you go to the polls, you got to think about this stuff, folks. And if you're not going, you got to think about that too, because for every vote that you don't vote is a vote for the other person. But we got to think about these things when it's time to go to the polls, and we've got to get the swamp cleaned out and get us back to a government that works for the people. The government should be working for the people. I'm getting warm. It's a little warm. So as we're talking about this and all the different stuff going on around the country, and the different governors and some of the restrictions some of those governors are putting on, you got to sit back and think about what's going on, what's happening, and question why are we being locked down? Why is Utah not locked down? And why is Nevada locked down? Or why can we not get hydroxychloroquine? I can never say it right. Because our governor outlawed it. The governor of Nevada said, you can't have that here. Do you know why? Because it works. Does that make you question your governor? Wonder where he's at? Who's he got in mind? Who's he working for? He ain't working for you or me. He's working for somebody. He don't want his people to be, if they get sick, to have the cure, to have the medicine that will make them well. Why? That's a why question. You got to say why. Why does he not want us to have it? Don't accept that as being okay. Don't accept that as being the norm. Question it. Go find those answers. There's a reason he don't want us to have it. There's a reason why he wants mail-in votes. We're going to talk about that a little bit here in the second portion of this video tonight. I've kind of got this broke down into two different sections because I had two different directions I wanted to go. But enough about the constitutional stuff. You guys, you got to think. You've got to think for yourself, and you've got to think outside the box. For so many years, they've told us and told us and told us, and we haven't questioned it. And look where we're at. We're sitting at home, locked down. Some people aren't even working. How in the heck do they pay their bills? A $1,200 stimulus check isn't going to pay their bills. It helps. It does for those who get them. We need to get back to work. This country wasn't founded and designed to live as a socialist country. This country thrives on business. It's another thing. And I think it's going to be a positive. So in every negative, you can find a positive. And the positive helps us get through the negative with our senility, right? So the positive is, I think, now, before I say that, President Trump has already been bringing businesses that were pushed out of our country and pushed into China and other places. He's already been bringing them back into the country by making it so that they can come in, lifting regulations. They were deregulated right on out of here, taxed out of here, forced out of here. Do you know why? Did you ever wonder why? Did anybody ever question why? I know I'm not the only one that questions stuff. I'm kind of a rebel and I question everything. I think sometimes people get irritated with me, but I question everything because I want to know. If it's something I don't know, I want to know. And so I ask questions. Did you ever think that the people that you think has your best interest in mind doesn't? Did you ever think that those same people are taking care of somebody else outside the confines of our constitutional republic, our free country? You ever think that they're sending that stuff to China to benefit China? And then if you listen to President Trump at all, we've been paying tariffs. We've been lining China's pockets. We first give them our companies and our businesses, and then we pay them to take them. All that's been changed. New trade deals have been negotiated, and I'll be excited to see, exactly how that comes out. But the way I understand it is new trade deals have been renegotiated, and China is going to be paying the U.S. And they're going to be buying vegetables from our farmers and fruits and crops to help benefit the good old US of A, the country that we love so much. Some of us really, really love this country. And I venture to guess that most of us probably do. There's a select few that want to destroy us, but that's because their pockets are being lined by the enemy. They're the same ones that let the enemy infiltrate our government. Who in the heck does that? If you're the CEO of brand X and you have patents and you have secrets on how your products are made, and you let people in from brand Y to be in your leadership team, your top circle, why would you do that? So that they can steal your patents, they can steal your ideas, they can steal your secrets and go make it better and take all your customers, run you out of business? Would you do that as a businessman, as a business person? No, you wouldn't. So why would it be okay for our government to do that? Just food for thought. My microphones or my camera's in the wrong place. I got it up there. I forgot to move it. So yeah, that's why I'm not looking at it. But so just some food for thought. Question everything. Don't accept anything without questioning it. And I hope that in the very near future, we will see some changes come forth that will benefit you and I as citizens of this great, great, great constitutional republic, this great free country that we live in, this country that we call home, that we're proud to be part of. You see so many people wearing this kind of stuff, wearing your colors, your red, white, and blue, flying flags. You see cars going down the road flying flags. You hear people singing the national anthem at lunchtime. You have radio stations playing the national anthem at radio time. You have so many patriotic people. And it's time, it's past time for us to put a stop to the corruption, to the selling us down the river, letting our companies go, letting enemy actors into our government. Fortunately, we have a president that isn't going to let that happen. And people want to run their mouth. They live in this country and benefit from the freedoms that this country offers, and yet they want to run their mouth and nitpick every word he says, every action he takes, everything he does, all while he is making their life better by the policies that he's enacting, by the house cleaning that he's doing. Oh my gosh, he fired so-and-so. Yeah, we're freaking out. Do you think there might be a reason why so-and-so got fired? If I own Company X and I bought Company X from Billy Bob and I take over the company, buy the company, move into my office, start paying attention to what's going on around me, and I see people that are committing treason against my company. They are selling my trade secrets. They are sending money to our competitor. In the case of the country, it's to our enemies. I'm going to get rid of those people. I'm not going to keep them around because my company isn't going to thrive. My company is going to sink if I don't take care of business and clean out the bad actors. So many times we've had to do that in the course of our lifetime. Working in management and stuff, sometimes you had bad actors and they had to go. And so you took care of business. That's what our president does. And everybody wants, not everybody, but there's that group of people that want to criticize him for taking care of business, for keeping you in toilet paper. Because had he not come along, you'd be wiping your ass with your hand and washing it off in dirty water because they do not care about us. All they cared about, the 16-year plan. Someday I'll share it with you. If anybody wants to know, hit me up. You know how to get a hold of me. All they cared about was lining their pocket, gaining more world power and money, power and money. And their sick, twisted, perverted shit they did in the dark. Sick individuals. Man, I hope their day is here. I do. I hope that the justice is every bit as rough on them as they were on the people that they took out in the process. All right, let's move along. I got another little direction I want to go here for a minute. Anybody have any questions? Let me look. I haven't been paying attention to them because it distracts me. So hang on just 1 second and I'll take a look here. Oh, let's see what we got. Let's take a moment before we start this next segment and fake news is a polite way to call them out, and President Trump does it all the time, man. He catches a lot of heck for it, but it's like, what, it's like, I want to tell those people, sit back and think about it. So if you're at your even at your house, and say your kid gets in trouble and he doesn't do his homework, so you tell your kid, go sit in your room, take your book, your notebook, and your pen, and go sit in your room and don't come out of your room until that homework is done. Get up to your desk, read the chapter, answer the questions, bring it back to me, and let me correct it. And then you go in there in a half hour because you haven't heard from little Johnny, and he's in there and he's half-assed got some of the work done, and he's just sitting there dinking around and whatnot. And you tell him, okay, just I guess you're going to spend the night in your room. And no, you didn't hold his dinner. He's already had dinner. And he goes to school the next day and tells the teacher that you beat his ass and wants them to call Child Protective Services, call the police department because my parents abused me. And you didn't. Now, let's just say those people show up and they side with the child. There's no evidence, none. Not a lick of evidence, not a bruise, not a handprint, not a nothing. And they side with the child and handcuff you and take you out, take you to the jail cell, fingerprint you. Now you have an FBI file with a charge of child abuse attached to it, and you didn't do it. All you did was told him to get in there and do his homework because he wasn't doing his homework and his grades were failing, and you're trying to help him succeed in school. You have the kid's best interest in your heart, in your mind. It's your job as a parent to look after your kids. And they do this to you. Or let's go back to the point where the cops and CPS shows up and they say, well, there's no evidence, but we're going to go ahead and document this event, and we'll start doing weekly visits. So every Wednesday at noon, be at home. We're going to come and see you. We want to see the child, blah, 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 blah. You didn't do anything wrong. But because he said or she said that you did. Does that make sense? Does that kind of put some things into perspective a little bit? Those are the things that the media does to him, does to our president, the president of the United States. They're not a higher position in the world. And they treat him like that. There's a reason why he was put here. There's a reason why he's here. There's a reason why he was elected. All right, next section, next segment here. I'm going to play I'm going to play a couple little videos here. I'm going to play one right here for a minute, and then we'll move along. I'm going to kind of zip through this second half of this show because for the sake of time. Another comment. Cass, I'm just glad he hasn't affected work here in Vegas. Yeah, and I'm working too. I'm in a same field you are. So luckily we were deemed essential workers. Many people weren't, and my thoughts and prayers go out to them. It's got to be hard. I'd be shitting my pants if I wasn't working. Whether I had savings or not, it wouldn't matter. It's the thought of not generating income that would drive me nuts. It would drive me. It wouldn't matter if I had $1 million sitting in the bank. If I was sitting at home not producing, I'd go stir crazy. So my thoughts and prayers go out to those folks. The Virginia gun rally was all for nothing. Blackface signed a new gun control into law. Yeah, he did. I haven't read it. It's referenced here in the comment section. If anybody wants to click on it and go to it, it pertains to Virginia. It was done on the state level. Their governor is he's bad news. He's bad news. There's a few of those around the country. Actually, there's more than there should be. We have a lot of those floating around, kind of heavy up in the Northeast region. A bunch of them are rallying together, trying to keep us shut down. I think there's 8 of them that have got together, forming a board and all this stuff to keep the country shut down through August. There's a reason they want to do that, and it has nothing to do with getting a China flu or a China cold or whatever it is. I'm not saying that the China virus is not real. It is real. It is real. But if you look at the numbers, God, I'm never going to get off this topic. If you look at the numbers and compare them to the flu and influenza and the common cold and all that stuff, pneumonia, the numbers aren't there. Okay? They're minute. But yet they want to push this fear and panic. Why? I'm an outside the box thinker, and I'm smart enough to know that this is the year 2020. All right. Now, in 2020 is the election, right, where we elect a new president. You think maybe they want to crush the economy to hurt the re-election of the current president? Think about it. Maybe y'all already have. I don't know. But there's a reason they want to keep us shut down so long. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of businesses that will not make it that long. There's a lot of people that won't make it that long. One thing about the DNC is they want you dependent on government, total government control. That's pretty scary. If it's not scary, think again. Take a look around. Now, imagine the bread, the milk, all the canned goods, everything gone off the shelves all the time. It's not a good thing. Watch this video. Let's move along. I'm going to move into a different segment here.
It's going down. I'm yelling timber. You better move. You better dance.
Let's make it a night. I won't remember. I'll be the one. You won't forget.
Ooh. Timber. Ooh. Timber. Ooh. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. This biggity boy's a diggity dog. I have 'em like Miley Cyrus clothes off, twerking in their bras and thongs. Timber.
Face down, booty up. That's the way we like to walk.
Timber, thinking an oil spill. Shit, she won't, but I bet she will. Timber, swing your partner around and round. End of the night, it's going down. One more shot, another round. End of the night, it's going down. Swing your partner round and round.
End of the night, it's going down. Swing your partner round and round. End of the night, it's going down. One more shot, another round. End of the night, it's going down. I'm yelling timber, you better move. You better dance. Let's make a night. You won't remember. I'll be the one. You won't forget. Down. I'm yelling timber. You better move. You better dance.
I make a night. You won't remember. I'll be the one. You won't forget. You won't forget. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Ooh. Ooh.
Look from the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Not just me and just do not change.
Living in hotels,
So
sitting
singing
on
on
planes.
planes.
Blessed
Blessed to say, yeah, money and a thing.
Doing the
Don't
Gabron
now.
Bullet. Order me another round.
Homie.
About to clown. Why? Because it's about to go down. Swing your partner round and round. End of the night, it's going down. One more shot, another round. End of the night, it's going down. Swing your partner round and round.
End of the night, it's going down. I'm yelling timber, you better move. You better dance.
Let's make the night. You won't remember, I'll be the one. You won't forget, going down. I'm yelling timber, you better move, you better dance.
Let's make a night. You won't remember, I'll be the one. You won't forget.
Oh, timber, oh, oh,
Oh, oh, oh.
Love you guys.
All right, that was interesting, huh? And then if you want to share it, you go right there, and there's your share box or your share. Where'd it go? Right there. Check that out. It's kind of cool. So anyway, that is, you know who that is? Anybody? You know who that is? That is JFK's grandkids. I thought that was a cool little video they made. It was pretty neat, I thought. And what have I got going here? Hang on. Oh, hang on. I got this all messed up here for a minute. So anyway, the video was JFK's grandkids, and I thought it was pretty doggone cool to share. And so I shared that with y'all. And I'm trying to run my whole system here. My system's been down for about a week because my internet was all jacked up, but I got new internet now, so hopefully my video quality is a lot better and whatnot. So in this second part, we're going to talk about a few different things. Let me get this next one up. Trying to do this in such a way that we can see how fast that is, so we can you can have audio without having to have the echo. So next thing I wanted to talk about tonight, and we kind of already did, I kind of already hit on it because I really got off on a tangent there when I was in that first segment. But in this second one, I want to talk about this whole ballot harvesting. Okay, so right now the big push across the country by the DNC is for mail-in ballots. They want to be able to do their ballot by mail. They do not want people to go to the polls because it's harder to cheat. President Trump already called them out on it. He's already called it, and he's already said that, no, we will go to the polls and we will take our proper social distancing steps in, and we will, do our social distancing. Sorry, I got tongue-tied there for a minute. But we're going to have voter ID, and we're going to go out and vote. People want to go out and vote, he says. Yeah, people do. I do. I'm not mailing my vote in. I'd be pissed as hell if I found out that my vote went the way I didn't want it to go because it was changed, or even if it was just thrown away. Down here in this article, it talks about ballot harvesting. For those who don't know what ballot harvesting is, I'll pull that up here in just a minute, but it's just basically mail in. And then they've had a lot of problems with it in different states, as far as, say, red votes never getting turned in, boxes of them stored in the back somewhere or thrown away. And not being counted, or they could be changed. It's just so much uncertainty there. Again, I got to take it back to a personal level. you know, you want, there's just certain things that you want to do yourself. You don't trust somebody else to do it. Even if you have somebody you can trust, there's certain things you need to do by yourself, like your banking and just, I don't know, just personal stuff. And I would not be comfortable filling out my ballot, dropping it in the mail, and walking off and know that it's going to go in the right hands and it's going to get counted the way it's supposed to get counted. I would not feel comfortable with that. With everything that's gone on in our country in the last many, many years, I would. There is no way. I want to go in there. I want to show my driver's license. Oh, that's racist. How in the world is that racist? Somebody tell me. How is that racist? Because you to show your driver's license to vote. If you go buy beer, what do? You show your driver's license. Do you call them a racist? You're racist because you want my driver's license so I can buy beer. No, you don't. You get out your driver's license, you show it to them because you want your beer. Smokes, same thing. Drive a car, you got to have a driver's license. You get pulled over by the police, you got to produce your driver's license. And yeah, you do have to. Driver's license, registration, and insurance. Those documents are required to be able to drive. For those of you that argue the fact, just produce your driver's license and life will be good. All right. So anyway, I just thought this was kind of, since it was Nevada, and Nevada does not allow it, and ex-Clinton lawyer threatens to sue Nevada unless ballot harvesting is permitted. There's a big red flag, right? Clinton's lawyer? Why in the hell is Clinton's lawyer threatening to sue Nevada for not allowing ballot harvesting, vote harvesting? Why do they care? Why do they care? Exactly. Well, yeah. See, you got a question, and then it's like, there's a reason why they want that, and it doesn't have anything to do with catching the flu. Oh, you'll kill millions of people. No, you won't. What's going to happen is if you let them have power, you're going to kill many people. How many abortions? What is it? 90 million? I don't even have the number in front of me, so I don't want to quote it, but you can look it up. Millions, I mean, tons of abortions every year, and they're worried about killing people with a virus? Nah. They already know. They're not wearing masks. They already know. The virus isn't going to kill you unless you have a compromised immune system, or you're elderly, or have some underlying health condition. Oh, we need more ventilators. We're having a shortage of ventilators. And there you got a citizen photographer down there, a citizen news media person that's taken it upon themselves to be the media down there filming the hospital, and then there's nobody there. There's nobody there. The place is empty. But yet, you are shitting your pants, full of fear and panic over this. Sheep no more, people. Sheep no more. All right. I need to get this wrapped up. I'm going to show a couple of other little things that I want to show just to end this video. Thank you, everybody that joined me or will join me later or watch this. Appreciate you. I'd like to get back to doing a regular show. So hopefully we can get that pulled off in the near future. Get everybody's together schedule, even if just a couple of us can do it. But we will keep you all posted on that. Until then, I'll keep doing what I'm doing. Yeah, a regular show going that's not just me. All right, let me put this back up. This way. All right. I thought I'd show that. I kind of liked it. Thought it was pretty cool. Come across that today and some of my dealings that I do. And thank you
Everything in life
once
is in
again.
the
Thank you for joining me. Appreciate having you here. Let me get past this. I'm going to close with the video and we will call it good. But again, thank you for joining me. One thing I forgot to mention was this weekend there's a show coming out or a movie that they want everybody to watch. I will not watch it. I caution you that it's packed full of propaganda to push this narrative. Do not let them scare you anymore. If you choose to watch it, keep in mind that they're pushing an agenda that's evil. And the show, I can't remember the name of it, but it is hosted by the two Jimmys and some other TV show host and Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Just keep in mind, do not let them feed you full of a bunch of BS that scares you. It's time to quit being scared. It's time to be educated. It's time to ask questions. And it's time to stand up and get rid of all this fake news, all these fake damn politicians, and get our freedom back. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to close it with this video. You won't see me again till next episode. Have a good week. Stay safe out there. Be safe. Always watch your back and stay healthy. Wash your hands. It's just like the flu or anything. Wash your hands after you go to the bathroom, after you go to the store, after you touch stuff, after you sneeze. Wash your hands. It's pretty easy. I guess if you want to wear masks and stuff, that's up to you, and gloves and stuff. That's the fear they've put in us. Peace out. Relax. Live your life. Be happy. We live in a constitutional republic. We're free people. Let's start acting like it.
I got a little change in my pocket going ching-a-ling-a-ling. I'm heading down to the supermarket. Just gotta grab a few things. But the only thing I saw was an open box of ring dings. I see no hookies, no TP. Everybody took everything. The grocery store clerk said, "Sir, do you need any help?" I said, "Get 6 feet behind and keep the fuck to yourself." I guess I'll grab this head of lettuce and be on my way. Oh my God, how many people touch this cart today? I'm scared to death now in line next to someone I knew. I said, "No breathing, no sneezing, or I just might mean I'll get you." Then the cashier said hi, then coughed all over herself. I jumped right out of that line and fucking ran like hell. Yeah, so I had to beat feet, but I really need something to eat. So pulled to my local 7-Eleven store to grab myself a treat. I seen 26 Mountain-Mays with no teeth in their mouth, stretching P.A. Aubrey with the ass crack hanging out. I guess I'll throw in the towel in this apocalypse hell. I'd rather just starve and die than stand in line with this smell. Whoa! Whoa! Sloppy seconds.
Guys need to know, should